Gen V Season 2, Episode 5 is a turning point, not just for Sam, but for the entire narrative fabric of the show. From the very beginning, Sam has been one of the most tragic, violent, and unpredictable characters in the Gen V lineup. He's a character caught between two extremes, monstrous brutality and childlike innocence. But in Episode 5, something shifts. For the first time, Sam is forced to stop being the hammer that smashes everything in his path, and instead face the most terrifying challenge yet, himself. This is the episode that sends Sam on a journey of self-discovery, and the consequences of that journey could ripple across Gen V and even into the boys itself. Let's break it down in detail, exploring what this episode reveals about Sam's psyche, how it reframes his powers, and why his personal arc may become the most crucial thread in this universe. Sam's dual nature, monster and child. From his very first appearance, Sam has been portrayed as a contradiction. On one hand, he's physically unstoppable, a powerhouse of raw, unstable violence. On the other hand, he has the emotional vulnerability of someone robbed of normal growth, manipulated and broken by years of Vaught's experiments. Episode 5 leans heavily into this contradiction. We see Sam struggling not just with external enemies, but with his own identity. His brutality, which once felt like instinct or inevitability, now feels like a mask. Beneath it, there's a boy who has never been given the chance to define himself. This is why his journey of self-discovery matters. For the first time, Sam isn't just reacting. He's asking, who am I beyond what they made me? Powers as a metaphor for trauma in the boys' universe. Powers are rarely just flashy abilities. They're metaphors. For Sam, his incredible strength and violent outbursts are clearly tied to his trauma. Every punch, every explosion of violence is an extension of years of abuse, confinement, and conditioning. Episode 5 shows us cracks in that cycle. There are moments where Sam doesn't use violence, not because he can't, but because he's choosing not to. That choice is revolutionary for him. It signals the beginning of control, of agency. But here's the catch. Self-discovery for Sam doesn't mean rejecting his powers. It means learning to integrate them with who he really is. That's the terrifying possibility Episode 5 sets up. Sam learning to wield his gifts not as weapons of blind rage, but as tools of intention. The mirror of Kate and Marie Sam's journey can't be separated from the characters around him. Kate and Marie, in particular, serve as mirrors. Kate is defined by control. She manipulates minds, bending others to her will. Sam, who has always been manipulated, sees in her both a reflection of his trauma and the possibility of change. If Kate can evolve from abuser to ally, maybe Sam can too. Marie is the opposite. Her powers are rooted in blood, in life and death. She embodies pain turned into purpose. For Sam, watching Marie discover her potential, while also embracing compassion, provides a blueprint. Power doesn't have to mean destruction. Episode 5 subtly positions both women as guideposts in Sam's evolution. The question is whether Sam can follow that path, or whether his violent instincts will drag him backward. Sam as a cipher for the Gen V generation. One of the most fascinating aspects of Sam's arc is how he becomes a cipher for the broader Gen V story. The younger generation of Supes, unlike Homelander's era, are defined by instability and trauma. They've been raised in labs, schools, and media cages designed to break them into tools. Sam is the extreme version of that. He is what happens when the system succeeds in creating a weapon but fails in creating a person. His self-discovery arc represents more than just his healing. It's a test case for whether this generation of Supes can escape Vaught's control. If Sam can find his humanity, then maybe the rest of them can too. If he fails, it suggests they're all doomed to repeat Homelander's cycle. The dangerous path ahead. Of course, self-discovery isn't a clean, safe process. For Sam, every step toward finding himself is also a step toward instability. Episode 5 hints at the dangerous paradox of his journey. The more Sam understands himself, the more dangerous he might become. If his violence was once unconscious, now it could be intentional. If his power was once wild, now it could be focused. That combination, purpose plus power, could make him one of the most formidable characters in the boys' universe. But the real danger is emotional. Sam's innocence makes him vulnerable to manipulation. If he finds the wrong mentor figure, someone who validates his worst instincts instead of guiding his growth, his self-discovery could spiral into becoming a new kind of Homelander. So what does all this mean moving forward? 1. Sam as a wild card. Sam's arc positions him as the ultimate wild card. He could become the heart of the Gen V group, the one who finally breaks free of Vought's cycle. Or he could snap, unleashing chaos that destabilizes everything. 2. A new Homelander parallel. The boys thrives on parallels. Sam's innocence twisted by trauma could mirror Homelander's own corrupted upbringing. But unlike Homelander, Sam has a chance at redemption. If he takes it, he becomes Homelander's perfect foil. If he doesn't, he becomes his successor. 3. Ties to Marie's journey. Marie's rise to power is all about control, intention, and purpose. If Sam can align with her, their partnership could reshape the balance of power in Gen V. If he opposes her, it sets up one of the most emotional showdowns imaginable. 4. Thematic expansion. Sam's story deepens the central theme of Gen V, trauma turned into identity. His self-discovery arc forces every character, and the audience, to confront whether power defines the person or the person defines the power. Final thoughts. Episode 5 of Gen V Season 2 isn't just another chapter in the story. It's a revelation. By sending Sam on a journey of self-discovery, the show reframes him not as a side character, but as a linchpin of the entire narrative. His arc isn't just about surviving. It's about proving whether someone broken by Vought can ever truly be whole again. And that question may end up deciding not just the fate of Sam, but the future of Gen V and even the boys' universe itself. Throughout Gen V, Sam has had a particularly tragic story, and Episode 5 takes him back to the beginning as he returns to his parents' house. While they are surprised to see him, they welcome him home, but it isn't the happy reunion Sam dreamed of. As he looks for his old things, he discovers they've all been packed away following his supposed death, making him feel forgotten. However, his parents explain that when they saw him on TV, they went to see him, only to hear that he wouldn't let them. However, Vought never told Sam they made contact. Vought's cruelty is evident in how they came between this family, and though the company has done plenty of horrific things, this might be a new low. Sam may get the reunion he needed, but it doesn't fix everything. Even in the comfort of his childhood home, Sam has a violent episode, lashing out and hurting his father. He also blames his parents for giving him Compound V and all the issues that have come with it. However, his mother explains that things are not that simple. She tells him that they never wanted to send him away but had no other options because of his mental health struggle. She also reveals that delusions and hallucinations run in her family and often result in violent actions. They gave him Compound V in hopes that it would save him from that, but it only made it harder to control. This may surprise Sam, but it paints his parents in an even more sympathetic light. With the full story, Sam no longer blames his family, leading to peace between them. The episode highlights the tragedy of Sam's treatment at the hands of Vought, but it ends in a happier place as he reaches an understanding with his mother. Following their bold confrontation with Cypher, the Guardians of Godolkin are left reeling. Kate is taken to Elmira, Jordan must deal with the fact that they were controlled, and Marie realizes that Cypher's training methods actually worked. Even so, Marie refuses to go back to training, which angers Cypher. Instead, she has a new idea of how to use her powers. While Kate is imprisoned and trying to escape, Marie wants to go back for her. Emma resists due to her lingering dislike for Kate, but due to the lingering trauma she, Jordan, and Marie have from Elmira, they agree to save Kate. With Elmira back in the forefront of the story, Gen V explains more about the show's time jump, as Marie reveals she only escaped because she killed a guard by pulling blood from his cut, allowing her to climb out of an air duct. Unfortunately, they cannot get back in that way, as Marie's escape led to increased security. By looking back on this storyline, the series continues to explore the fallout of Season 1, even as the plot rapidly moves forward.